Hey, Joe, you're not plugged into an amp.
Oh, crap.
Look, it's right here.
Oh, wow. That's an amp?
It's an amp.
Hold on a second. That's a cup of coffee.
That's my hand.
Damn.
Teensy. All right, guys, what's up? We're back, and we are looking at this amp. It's a monster of an amp right here.
So this is...
What color is that?
It's actually black, but it's an orange.
It's an orange. It's got an orange stripe.
This is an orange micro dark. So orange, I don't know, some years ago, I think they were the first amp maker on the market to come out with like lunchbox size amps, which are now
Smaller.
all the craze.
My lunchbox was a hell of a lot bigger than that.
And they got... Your thermos was bigger than that, right? And their amps, I think the first one was probably, more medium sized, but it was tiny. It was the first small. Right.
Relative.
And then they kept getting smaller and smaller, and now they have a series of amps. This is the Micro Dark.
Yeah.
And
speaking of dark, I've got a dark roast here.
There you go. Yeah.
A cup of coffee here, guys.
Little cup.
Yep. Subscribe to us. While we drink, you can click subscribe. All right.
So this is a pretty standard sort of affair with regards to amp setup. There is actually a 12AX7 preamp tube in this. This is a 20 watt amp. What does that mean? That means you could drive a 412 cabinet with this, and it'll crank.
Yeah.
An 8 ohm.
And you can push the limit of that tube and not be completely overwhelmed volume-wise, I'd imagine.
Exactly.
Right? So for recording, it probably works out really well.
Exactly. And I think what is most impressive about this amp is the feature set. Well, yes. Other than the size, I mean, it's smaller than a wah-wah. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So you have a headphone. You have your on and off switch here. You have a headphone output here. Volume, shape, which is your tone, and gain. Your input for your guitar. But on the back, not only do you have your speaker output, you have an effects loop.
It's crazy.
There's an effects loop.
It's amazing.
Right? And I mean, it's incredible. It's like I said, it's 20 watts. It comes with a 15 volt DC adapter. But I mean, for a little tiny amp, this thing cranks.
Yeah. I've heard it. It's amazing.
It not only does it sound good, but it's for something this little, you wouldn't think it's that loud. This thing is 20 watts. It's 20 watts. Cranking loud.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing it. I mean, I've heard it months and months ago. I think we did an episode where we kind of...
This was the guitar sound.
Yeah.
We might not have mentioned it, but this was the amp in the background.
I don't know. I forget which episode it was, but we did use it as a guitar sound. I remember being blown away that it was all that sound was coming out of that little unit there. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing it again and driving it with some of these with the Wampler and seeing
with the dual fusion.
With the dual
but
fusion
what's cool about
Wampler.
what's really cool about these little amps, and a lot of amp manufacturers are making small. Not this one. This is the smallest one I've seen.
Yeah.
They're really cool and portable. I mean, you bring it to a rehearsal situation, you jam it at somebody's house. It's loud enough to go over a drum set.
Yeah.
If you have a 212 or a 412 cabinet.
Yep.
Even as a backup for a live situation, let's say you have your normal amp, but you always worry, especially if you have a tube amp, you're always worried about something going wrong with your amp.
Yeah.
Technical difficulty, a tube blowing, something, a fuse.
If nothing else, you just leave it in a glove compartment in your car just in case.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I got
What's next to your snack?
Yeah,
you have your Twinkies and
the Twinkies, a sandwich, and your orange.
But I mean, the last gig I played, I brought this.
Why not?
And kept it in the back just in case.
100%.
The big amp had a problem.
Because they can. You're driving in a car and a tube dislodges because you hit a bump or something. Yeah, you have a backup. Can't beat that.
So we're going to plug this in.
Yep.
And we're going to go over some basic sounds. We'll plug it in. We'll start with, all the controls basically up. So you'll have your EQ straight ahead. You'll have your gain sort of halfway.
Yep.
And then we'll max the gain and I'll sweep the EQ.
Sure.
And,
let's do it.
And we'll do it. All right, so we'll be back in like a second.
All right. sounds ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and this is straight up,
It's
right?
this big, the amp.
And the gain is on half.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yep.
And the volume is what? Half? A little more? Maybe
Yep.
on 6?
Yeah. So what Joe did at the beginning was you initially were playing with just the gain out of the orange.
Straight through the amp.
Yep. And that's what the gain is not
Half.
So what I'll do, I'm going to go up there, I'm going to crank that to full gain and see what that sounds like. Now half gain with one stage of the Wampler. So what I just learned there is the gain in just the orange on 10 to me sounded even thicker and fatter than the gain half with the first stage of the Wampler.
Right.
That's pretty sick. I mean,
That's pushing the tube.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. And that's what you get, right? Because you're pushing a tube, you're able to do that at not such a crazy deafening volume.
Right.
It's not a power amp tube, right? It's a preamp tube.
Preamp tube.
So it sounds really cool.
And volume-wise, it's not all the way up. So I mean,
Not even
obviously
close.
you're not going to hear the difference in volume here.
Yep.
But I mean, for tone, creating the tone of the amp, it's on about 6.
Yeah, it sounds unbelievable. It actually sounds better than I remembered it sounding last time. You could play a gig with that. You could play a metal gig with that, and
big time.
What does an amp like that go for? Do you know off the top of your head? Do you remember?
I think it's under 200.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Right.
Why not just
199, something like that.
Why not throw it in your gig bag?
Yes. There's pedals that are more expensive, right? The Wampler pedal is more money than that.
It's so worth having. Like you said, I never even thought of that application, just to have it in your car, just in case.
Just in case.
You know, I mean, it's incredible.
And it does the trick. I mean, it's not going to have the full features that maybe you'll have in a full size amp, but as an emergency spare, just in case, and you know it sounds good, and it'll have the volume you need.
Sure. It's awesome. Just dial it in. You know, it's simple to use. There's 3 knobs on the front, volume, gain, and shape.
Yep.
You
Shape
can't get any
is
easier.
basically a mid-sweep.
Throw a little slapback delay in the
effects loop, and you're golden.
good to go.
Yeah.
You don't need any more than that. So it is cool. Go buy one.
I
think
agree.
I might. I already have one.
I already did.
Yeah.
Get 2.
Get 2.
They're
There you
awesome.
go.
Go check them out.
Check it out. We'll see you next time, guys.
See you.
Peace.